includes some bright stars, some faint stars, some constellations, some clusters. Example of one constellation, Leo or Singer, with its bright star Regulus or Maga Nakshatra. Maga. By joining these stars, our ancestors formed some familiar figures and named as constellations. Like we have twins over here in Gemini, a huge snake is over here in Hydra or Vasuki, a hunter over here in Orion or Mriga. Like this, we have 88 constellations in the sky.
88 ones.
And we have divided them into straight lines.
That's the major, minor.
Now we will see, we are able to locate constellation of Sagittarius or Dhanu Rashi. Now part of this constellation, these stars are looking like a teapot. You can see handle of teapot over here, lid of the pot, pot itself, and spout. So that is why it is present. And here, where the spout is pointing, center of Milky Way galaxy, where we have found a supermassive black hole. Picture of this black. With the help of telescope, you can easily make out this shape of this nebula, but not the colors. As time advances, the sky of midnight, there are 3 constellations: Aquila, Lyra, and Cygnus, with their bright stars, Altair, Vega, and Deneb, respectively. A square known as Pegasus square, formed by 4 bright stars of Pegasus constellation. A flying horse in the sky. Now this star over here, Alpheras, basically it is part of Andromeda constellation, which is situated here. In this Andromeda, closest galaxy to Milky Way, Andromeda galaxy is there. And view from telescope will be like this. Not as bright, but shape will be visible. And take out perpendicular towards horizon. Then you can locate the pole star or Dhruvata, indicator of north direction. In the distant sky, you can see crescent moon. In the southern sky, at some altitude, famous constellation of Orion. On one side of these bad stars, there is a reddish giant star, Betelgeuse. Other side, bluish white star, Rigel is there. Just below belt of Orion and dust forming stars, situated at 1500 light years away from us. A square known as Pegasus square, formed by 4 bright stars of Pegasus constellation. A flying horse in the sky. Now this star over here, Alpheras, basically it is part of Andromeda constellation, which is situated here. In this Andromeda, closest galaxy to Milky Way, Andromeda galaxy is there. And view from telescope will be like this. Not as bright, but shape will be visible. And dust forming stars situated at 1500 light years away from us. Towards west, first we will get a reddish star, Aldebaran or Rohini. Further down the west, we will find star cluster Kritika or Pleiades. From unaided eyes, only 6 stars are visible, but with the help of telescope, you can see at least 40 situated at 8 light years away from us. Almost overhead, in the constellation of Gemini or Mithun, a pair of bright stars forms parallelogram with another pair, and the gap between them is known as Gateway of Heavens. This gap, because as seen from Earth, Sun, Moon, and all planets pass from this gap. In astronomical language, Sky of Mumbai, I thank my
More than 400 years ago, a middle-aged professor of mathematics and astronomy, who also happened to be a genius, took his first look at the sky through a telescope he had built by hand. Like almost everyone who ever lived, Galileo Galilei wondered about all he saw in the night sky. If only he could get a better view at the stars and the moon. And turned it upward. Would the telescope show him things about the universe that were invisible to the naked eye? Galileo was the first human being to see the mountains and craters on the moon. Before him, people believed that the moon was perfectly smooth. But Galileo's telescope revealed surface features much like those on Earth. When he pointed his telescope at the planet Jupiter, he was shocked to find 4 small stars around it, which no one had ever seen. The next night, Galileo could finally figure out what it was. It was made up of countless stars too faint to be seen without a telescope. Galileo realized that they were suns, like our own, but much, much farther away. Today we have built larger telescopes that can see thousands of times farther than Galileo's. This image was taken by one of our most remarkable telescopes. It's not on Earth though, it's in space, where the view is not hampered by clouds, pollution, or the atmosphere. The Hubble Space Telescope. Through it, we've seen things in the universe that are breathtaking. Because of our technology, we understand a lot more than Galileo could. But there remain great questions. Made of? How big is it? How many stars are there? What is the future of the universe? Scientists believe they have solved some of these questions, but some they haven't yet. The universe is the greatest of all mysteries. Perhaps by future scientists watching this show right now. It is vast. It stretches as far as we can see in every direction. It is a place of bitter cold and blazing fire. It encompasses everything that exists, from tiny atoms to the whole Earth, to the Sun and other planets, to the trillions of the universe might appear strange to the great astronomers of the past. Vishwamitra in India, Ptolemy in Greece, Aryabhat in India, Copernicus in Poland, and Galileo in Italy. We are not sure how the universe came into existence. It suggests that it exploded into being in a Big Bang. According to this theory, all of the matter in the universe, after expanding and cooling for millions of years of its infancy, the universe entered the equivalent of its early childhood. These clumps of gas and dust eventually collapsed and became galaxies. The attraction of gravity brought some of the matter together into immense clumps. Gases in the galaxies broke up into smaller clouds. From these clouds, the first stars in the galaxy were massive. But they lasted just a few million years, then blew up in catastrophic explosions called supernovae. Curiously, all the elements to form life were produced inside the hot interiors of these massive stars. When they exploded, those elements were flung out into the extreme coldness of interstellar space. The blast of these supernovae also triggered the formation of new stars, a second generation. Some of these galaxies are spiral-shaped, some elliptical, and another take irregular shapes, sometimes a result of colliding galaxies. Generation after generation of stars were born, produced elements for life, such as carbon, oxygen, and iron, and eventually died. And extremely cold. One star among 400 billion stars that make up our Milky Way galaxy. And that our galaxy, when we realize that it is just one among hundreds of billions of galaxies in the universe. Our Milky Way galaxy formed about a billion middle-aged star, 4.5 billion years old. It was born from a cloud of gas and dust, which we call a death of a nearby star. Shock waves from the explosion of the dying star triggered the formation of the solar system. Went to form the sun, and a small amount collected to form rings and debris around it. Most of the material in the rings then coalesced to form planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Smaller leftover bits of matter became dwarf planets like Pluto, asteroids, and comets. Of the 8 planets, only the 3rd planet, Earth, is located in a zone where life is essential for life to arise and to evolve. The Earth was initially very hot, and there was no atmosphere. In the course of time, the outer surface cooled into a hard crust, encasing a core of molten rock. In many places, the liquid interior broke through the crust as volcanoes, and spewed out red-hot lava and gases. Another theory is that the water masses on Earth were created by impacts from massive comets, which are made largely of ice crystals. Had you been able to watch the birth of our planet from space, it might have looked like this. About 4.5 billion years ago. A couple 100 million years later, the Earth had appeared. After another 300 million years, the atmosphere and the oceans had covered Earth. Another 500 million years passed and some primitive forms of life appeared, such as blue-green algae. Another 500 million years, and bacteria and simple plants had arrived. Then, over billions of years, more and more complex organisms evolved, first in the sea and later on land. Eventually, animals we call dinosaurs dominated Earth, only to disappear about 70 million years ago, probably as a result of climatic changes caused by the crash of a large asteroid, setting the stage for the rapid evolution of mammals, foremost among them humans, who began to shape nature itself. Our ancestors made stone tools, used fire, and learned to farm. From wanderers and gatherers, we became settlers. In the night sky, our ancestors imagined familiar shapes and patterns, which we call the constellations. 88 constellations that encompass the entire sky appear to travel through the belt of the zodiac. Orion, the hunter. A little to the west is the celestial bull Taurus, a zodiac constellation. Taurus appears to be attacking Orion, the hunter. Sirius, the dog star. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, and there above is the puppy dog, Canis Minor, with its bright star, Procyon. Early humans lived close to wild animals, and they Ursa Major and nearby the baby bear, Ursa Minor. As we've seen, two stars from the body of the big bear point straight to this tail star of the little bear, which is the North Star Polaris. Zodiac constellation Leo the Lion. One of the brightest stars, Regulus at the front pole, is actually 4 stars. And De Nebula at the tail is a relatively young star. Together, we have divided this ship into 3 constellations. The sails of the ancient ship we call Vela, the stern, Puppis, and the keel of the ship is called Carina. Canopus of Carina is the second brightest star in the sky. In fact, Canopus is used in Ursa Major and nearby the baby bear, Ursa Minor. As we've seen, 2 stars from the body of the big bear point straight to this tail star of the little bear, which is the North Star Polaris. Zodiac constellation Leo the Lion. One of the brightest stars, Regulus at the front pole, is actually 4 stars. And De Nebula at the tail is a relatively young star. Ross. Surrounding Crux is one of the biggest constellations, Centaurus. To the ancients, the stars were in the shape of a centaur, half man, half horse. Alpha Centauri, the third brightest star in the sky, is at the rear hoof of Centaurus. Together, we have divided this ship into 3 constellations. The sails of the ancient ship we call Vela, the stern, Pappus, and the keel of the ship is called Carina. Canopus of Carina is the second brightest star in the sky. In fact, Canopus is used in fun. We find Arcturus, the 4th brightest star. The 5th brightest star in the sky is seen with 2 other bright stars. Deneb of Cygnus forms a famous celestial threesome called the Summer Triangle, which rises each May, signifying the approach of the summer season. There are just a small fraction of the 400 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy. To express the vastness of our universe, we use the term light year, the distance light can travel. Andromeda Galaxy, which is the farthest object that the naked eye can see, is some 2 million light years away. On it are more than 100 billion galaxies stretching across billions of light years. Over thousands of years, we have tried to comprehend the universe by observing it. Today, we do so using increasingly powerful telescopes and computers, trying always to formulate a comprehensible picture of the universe. One great question fascinates us. Is there other life out there? Some sky watchers exclusively search for extraterrestrial life. Recently, we've discovered that many stars have planetary systems around them. This is in the universe which can support life. But as of now, we have discovered no evidence of life elsewhere in the universe. Has said, there may be other beings in this vast universe endowed with reason, purpose, and aspirations, but we know nothing of them. So far as our knowledge goes, the human mind and personality are unique and constitute the highest product yet achieved by the cosmos. Man is that process of reality, said Huxley, in which and through which cosmic process has become conscious and has begun to comprehend itself. As Huxley suggests, the universe does not exist out there independent of us. We are inescapably involved in what appears to be unfolding before us. We are small participants in a universe of extraordinary scale. Our future as a species is intimately connected with the future evolution of the universe. In coming centuries, the climate on Earth may change drastically. The continents which are drifting apart may one day collide with each other, destroying old mountains and creating new ones where none existed before. A huge asteroid could hit the Earth, happened in the age of the dinosaurs. Some stars may die in the neighborhood, and some new ones may be born. After billions of years, the sun itself may expand into a red giant, engulfing the Earth and the atom. In the past, some astronomers but that theory may be in question because of the recent discovery of what astronomers call dark energy and dark matter. We don't know exactly what they are, but we know they make up a large part of the universe, and the discovery suggests that the universe is not just expanding but accelerating. That's the beauty of science.
너무 무서워.